You're watching First Up right here on India Today. Now, the 10 brave BSF men who were killed in the tragic plane crash in Delhi are being given the final farewell at the Safdarjang airport. Home Minister Rajnath Singh and senior officials of the Central Police Forces paid their last respects to their fallen colleagues at the Safdarjang airport today. Let's cut across live to New Delhi's Safdarjang airport.
जो हमारे लाइफ में फील नहीं
Moment at the Safdarjang airport. On the right-hand side of your screen are the names of those people who lost their life. There is a reason why we are calling them Bravehearts. There is a reason why we are calling them heroes, because increasingly, minute after minute, as the investigating authorities are going deeper into investigations, it is now being revealed that perhaps the pilot could have decided that if the plane is going down, he should land in an isolated area so that the casualty figure can be limited. Just imagine had this plane crashed in a populated enclosure, which was just meters away from this plane, from where this plane actually crashed. How high would have been the casualty figure? This is the reason why the pilot is nothing short of a national hero, nothing short of a brave heart. We've got Jugal Purohit joining us with all the latest. Jugal, there were 9 BSF personnel and 1 from the Sashastra Seema Bal. This was a BSF aircraft. Just take us through what exactly is happening at this moment at the Safdarjang airport.
Well, Sanket, very sad, agonizing scenes out here at the Safdarjang airport, where the BSF, the Home Ministry, bases its air wing, from where this particular aircraft was also a part of it. As we speak, Sanket, the Home Minister, the Minister for Home Kiran Rijiju, as well as Haribhai Chaudhary, they, along with senior officers of the BSF and paramilitary organizations, also, if I may include the LG, Lieutenant Governor of Delhi, they're all here assembled on the ground. They're meeting the family members of those departed. The 10 coffins are placed right in front of us. From here, once this August ceremony comes to a closure, these coffins will transport the remains of these men to their homes, back to their families, to their loved ones for a final farewell. In this particular crash, Sanket, so agonizing has been the journey that even the bodies have hardly remained in the form that is desirable. And as we speak, Sanket, I can hear family members wailing. I can hear friends with their eyes moist. I can see them around us as we speak. Extremely emotional scenes out here.
Let's Jugal, let's quickly listen into what is happening. Home Minister Rajnath Singh is hearing out the family members who lost their lives.
हर बार एक सिपाही की फैमिली क्यों रोती है सर? क्यों सर?
What you're seeing on your screen right now is an extremely emotional moment. An extremely emotional moment, an emotionally turbulent moment for all the family members of those who lost their lives in that plane crash. And I think the one picture or the one instance out of this visual clip that you can see on your screen right now, and we are, for the benefit of our viewers, going to get that clip again. You can see that Rajnath Singh seems to have broken down. He seems to have gotten emotional at this moment. These are live pictures coming in where you can see that Rajnath Singh is there with the family members. He's also wiping his own tears. There was one instance just a short while back that happened in Jugal. Perhaps you would want to speak on this, where a little girl, I think she must be somewhere around 10 or 12, she repeatedly kept asking the Home Minister one simple question: हर बार एक सिपाही की जिंदगी क्यों जाती है? Please answer me, sir. She kept asking this question, and Rajnath Singh, the Home Minister, had absolutely no answer. He had absolutely no answer.
True. Yet, in fact, such is the tragedy that there is absolutely no one who has any answer about just what happened and why what happened actually took place. But yes, what we can tell you is that the family members, in a sense, surrounded the Home Minister and demanded of him this particular answer as to just what led to this crash. They also, of course, asked him why is it that the price has to be paid by personnel in uniform. It's a rather difficult question, Sanket, to answer, because that's perhaps the price of the uniform itself. The task of taking the risk on first before it comes to anybody else. That's perhaps just the nature of the duty that scares these Bravehearts. As I speak, Sanket, the Home Minister left this venue moist-eyed himself and without any answers to the questions that the family members, as you just saw and remarked, he had no answers, neither did anybody else. And as we speak, seeing this particular venue, and they're going back to where they came from. But of course, these family members, friends, relatives, they're the ones who are now remaining. And as we speak, they're wiping their tears, they're crying their hearts out in a final salutation to the departed souls. Still, as we speak, Sanket, members from the BSF, CRPF and other paramilitary organizations are laying wreaths, are paying their respects as on one side the VIPs and the VVIPs depart. For the friends and family members, of course, the loss is eternal and there's nothing that perhaps can compensate. But insofar as getting answers to this crash or to so many others, in this situation, at least the factor which is there in front of us is that this was a fully serviceable aircraft which had just done its duty and had returned the day before from Bhuj, from flying from Bhuj, and it isn't as if it was an aircraft which wasn't maintained or operational at all. It was, in that sense, in fully fit service conditions.
Right.
But of course, the probe will reveal much more as to just what went wrong. But as I said, Sanket, it's a situation to which nobody has any answers. And
Now, you know, Jugal,
yes.
we have covered many such events in the past also. I'm sure you also have, where whether it is the wreath-laying ceremony of the CRPF jawans in Dantewada, or whether it is the BSF jawans or army jawans when the wreath-laying ceremony takes place. In most these cases, perhaps the family members of all the jawans come to terms with the fact that, you know, it comes part and parcel of the job, that you might end up, you know, giving the supreme sacrifice in the line of duty. Perhaps in the case of these family members, what has not been able to give them that closure, Jugal, is the fact that they did not die at the line of duty. They lost their lives in a plane crash.
That's right, Sanket, and that too, a rather inexplicable crash complicates the situation for the loved ones, because here is an aircraft which is fully fit, fully serviceable, has been doing the sorties, does it once again, and at the two very, very experienced pilots. So there isn't really any of those classic factors which we see more so in the Indian case, where poorly maintained, old, decrepit aircraft like the MiG-21s, which keep crashing on and off, obsolete aircraft which our forces are forced, in a sense, to battle with. In this particular case, none of those parameters actually apply. And when they don't, what they actually do is that they complicate the situation for the family members. There is, as of now, just no closure. In fact, not even a hint of just what went wrong. As we speak, the senior authorities are at pains trying to make us understand that there are times when there is serious inexplicability about a given occurrence, and this is one of those rare instances where things were in order and yet they went wrong. How do you come to terms with something like this? This is the question that the family was repeatedly asking the Home Minister, but as we saw, the Home Minister simply had no answers. In fact, by the time he emerged, he himself was moist-eyed. That's the nature of this duty, and that's perhaps just why these men deserve the praise that they do. And also, Sanket, may I just add once again that we were there at the spot yesterday. I have done a survey of the entire area, and I can tell you this, whether by accident or by intent, this aircraft managed to avoid a lot of devastation. There was an oil depot, there were residential colonies, there were also populated areas where it could have gone, but it didn't go, and in doing so, it averted a much bigger calamity and ensured that the count of casualties was restricted only to itself and not allowed to go any further.
Absolutely, Jugal. Absolutely. Very rightly said. You were there, and as Jugal is pointing out, we'll have to let Jugal go for the purposes of reporting. We will have Kamaljeet in just a short moment from now, but these are pictures that you see on your screen right now. This is from the Safdarjang airport. The real defining moment this morning are those pictures that we played just a short while back. We are in the process of treating them and getting them back to you so that you can see what exactly happened. We will put them out on the screen right now, where a little girl about the age of 10 to 12 years repeatedly, at least 10 times is what I heard, repeatedly kept asking the Home Minister Rajnath Singh, "Ek sipahi hi har baar kyun marta hai, sir? Answer me, answer me." And this was the reaction of the Home Minister. He could do nothing but wipe off his own tears. It broke him down, this repeated questioning by that little girl. So we've got this portion where you see that Rajnath Singh is wiping his tears. That question, that repeated question from that girl is something that we'll get you in just a short while from now. But let's see if we've got Kamaljeet at this moment on the phone line with us. Kamaljeet, you know, this particular incident that we are talking about, the reason why we are calling it the defining moment at this point is because There you have it. That's the clip that we are talking about. First, let's listen into what that girl kept asking the Home Minister. Now, Kamaljeet, I don't know whether you were able to hear that, but the Home Minister had no answer. No answer to that girl who must be in her teens. No answer whatsoever. He was just left with moist eyes.
Well, definitely, Sanket. The DGCA is already holding an inquiry. The BSF has ordered its own inquiry. They're still calling it a technical incident. Perhaps a technical snag had taken place. And one of its first kind in the paramilitary. And remember, these are planes which are actually used to actually fly not just the VVIPs, but also personnel in the line of duty. So yes, they're calling it a very unfortunate incident. Yesterday, when we went to the BSF headquarters, we had also gone to the spot itself. We did see a lot of emotional state as far as even these personnel were concerned, saying these are the men who are working with us. This is obviously unfortunate. And now the court of inquiry will also be questioning the Beechcraft or the company which is involved in manufacturing this particular aircraft. They've been conducted in Canada. They will be brought in here. But saying this is a wider inquiry, it's one of the first kind of its own incident. But saying these personnel were trained to handle any sort of emergency situation. The aircraft was recently used in Kutch as well, where the Prime Minister was attending the internal security conference. So this incident happening is extremely unfortunate. They obviously can't put a finger as to what the incident could be, except for saying that yes, soon after the takeoff, there was a U-turn and an emergency landed or something that they were trying for. But even before they could actually land, the plane actually hit the tree near the railway track, and then obviously came crashing down near the technical airport in Palam. This obviously they're saying is a part of a wider inquiry. They knew that people are in a high emotional state of affairs. These are, and remember, paramilitary, especially the BSF, they work very, very closely with each other. Obviously in the line of duty, in elsewhere, they obviously work in troubled times. So yes, they have a high connection with each other. And at this point of time, even as they actually had to break that news of death of these personnel, it was extremely difficult. But they were saying any sort of assistance in terms of compensation, we know 10 lakhs by the central government, 20 lakh rupees by BSF's own insurance scheme, obviously immediate relief of 20,000. But it's just not the monetary part of it, Sanket. It's also about an emotional part. This is obviously with a very heavy heart, letting go of your own family member and perhaps the breadwinner of the family. And yes, in terms of paramilitary, we've seen in situations that family members not just deal with tragedy, but also in picking up the threads of life. And that is how we've seen this girl really emotionally breaking down, questioning the Home Minister time and again. But yes, an aircraft flying with the paramilitary or the military, it's a rare occasion to see this kind of a crash really happening. There'll be a huge investigation, but at this point of time, little can be said till the investigation can be out in black and white.
Very, very little can be said. Absolutely, Kamaljeet Sandhu. And there are some very simple questions that have no answers at all. And today, the Home Minister of this country, Mr. Rajnath Singh, has learnt that from a 12-year-old who's standing right behind him and asking this question repeatedly. I hope you heard that. I hope our viewers heard what that girl said. हर बार एक सिपाही की जान ही क्यों जाती है, क्यों सर, इसका जवाब दीजिए. A question to which the Home Minister had absolutely no answers to. And within the next 20 seconds, you saw the Home Minister himself break down.
There was a major goof up this year in one of the most coveted beauty pageants, Miss Universe. The 2015 host for the ceremony, Steve Harvey, declared Miss Colombia the winner when in fact she was actually the first.